Welcome back, folks. This is Steve, KM9G, and I am working on the QCX Mini. If you've been following along with the playlist that is linked, how to get it on screen, linked up there, then you know that we've been making some progress. And one of the things that I think is really cool about this kit is the instruction manual is fantastic, but also the designer is willing to admit when he makes mistakes, which is what I think makes a fantastic ham. And there is a mistake on this board, and it's really not the designer's fault as much as it is kind of like a usability, user experience type thing. There's a situation, as I understand it, where if you turn on and turn off the power supply too many times in a short period of time, too many times in a row, you'll cause an overvoltage and 12 volts will hit the 5-volt rail. There's a fix for it. And the fix is fully documented in the instruction manual, and the part to make the fix also comes with it, and I'm sure down the line there's going to be a revision in the board where this doesn't happen anymore. So 2 thumbs up for that. That was fantastic. I am working on the 20 meter kit. If you have a different kit, it doesn't matter. Once you get past the toroids, which we did in the first video, that is the only unique part for each different band. All the rest of this stuff is all kind of similar. So in this one we do the main ROM chip, and we do the bug fix, and we put on the volume control knob. So let's get after it. Oh, right below here there's all those little buttons: like, comment, subscribe, join, ways to support the channel, all kinds of cool stuff. It'll make you happy, and making you happy is what makes me happy. So stick around for the build. Next up is the potentiometer at R36. And this is another solder legs to the rescue part. This guy really likes to use solder legs, which is good because I've stored them all this time just for this project. Same thing, the part is keyed. It goes in from the bottom, and there's a hole there that accepts the tab on the part. Now that I put all my solder legs away, I got to get them all back out again. And then he wants these as close to the green body as possible. I'm going to do these one at a time, because I know I'm just going to knock the piece around if I don't. Let's do the back side at this time also. That's why I didn't want to do all 3 at once. Alright, let's see how that looks. This first one can use some more solder. Alright, that's what that looks like. I think that's a pretty neat idea. That's nice and smooth too. Alright, one more spacer, one more screw, and it goes here in this hole, the other way. Okay, and now we put that onto the radio itself. Tight fit right over that toroid. But it is not permanent, so if we need to make adjustments on that toroid, which I know we will, we can remove this board and make those adjustments. Oh, nope, I forgot something. This is where that little tiny corner of PCB that we retrieved goes, and I lost it again. Nice. Because it was crooked when we finished screwing it down. Unacceptable. There it is, taped to my tape so it wouldn't get away. Okay, so the screw goes through there, it goes through the spacer, and that would also take care of that tight fit that I was talking about, I bet. Oh, much better, look at that gap. So So now there's a nice gap there, and this board isn't as crooked anymore, and you can see my wonderful crooked power jack. Awesome. What's next? All right, install the microcontroller. And this is a good spot where if you have a grounding strap, you should probably use it, and if not, you should touch something that is grounded. And I'm sure, as a ham, you have something that is grounded in your shack somewhere. As I mentioned before, there's a little dimple on the circuit, on the integrated circuit, on the chip, and there is a dimple on the socket, and there is a dimple in the silkscreen, and all of those need to line up. And then you need to make sure that your pins are in proper alignment. And sometimes what you need to do is put it on the bench and just kind of gently roll it forward to straighten those pins up. And take your time, and everything will be just fine. Getting closer. Okay, now before you push it in, make sure you don't have any chip legs, any pins that are sticking out over the socket or curled under the socket. And then push it on down. And that's all that takes. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting, because there was a bug that was found that if you rapidly cycle the, almost threw those away, can't throw away solder legs, we might need those someday. If you rapidly cycle the power on and off for whatever reason, maybe you've got a battery condition or something like that, it will cause, so I don't know why, but it will cause a failure in the voltage regulator, which will allow the 12 volts from your power supply to go straight through onto the 5-volt rail and damage a whole bunch of components downstream, and we don't want that to happen. So the solution is to put a capacitor, which appears to have been included in the bin, in the box full of parts, and if not, if I wind up needing it later, I have a spare capacitor that I can use instead. So we will use the one that came in the kit. And he says, straighten out the legs. So we will straighten that out. It's a little better. And we will straighten that out. That one's even better than the first one. And then we need to cut the negative side to about 5 millimeters. That seems like about 5 millimeters. And then we will tin the third leg to make it easier to solder this component on. We will tin the third leg of the voltage regulator right here. And by tinning, I just mean let's put some solder on it. And we will take this long leg and pass it through the diode and verify that this is going to lay the way that we want it to lay. And what I'm going to do, now that I've looked at it, is bend this short leg down to make it more able to hook onto that leg there. And so now what we do is we reheat that up, just like that. And we will get out our famous continuity tester and do a famous continuity test. And all I want to make sure at this point is that this leg and this leg do not touch, which they don't. Perfect. And I was making it beep on purpose so I could verify the beeper also. Now that that's done, I want to take this leg and move it over so that it comes in line with the diode. This is going to be fun. I want to solder it to that leg of the diode. And you want to be quick about it, just enough. And that didn't connect. Nope, still didn't connect. It's connecting to everything except for what I want it to connect to. So when that happens, we get some flux. And that will help to conduct heat and transfer. Or it's supposed to anyway. Let's try it from this angle. I have enough solder on the tip of the soldering iron to make this happen. There we go. And we will reach in there with our side cutters and cut that. And then we will get our continuity tester out and we will test for continuity again. Make sure all the right things are connected in all the right ways. All right, that is good. And that is done. Let's get a little zoom in on that. Too much zoom. All right, let's try that. So now you can see how that wound up being connected. And that is the solution to the voltage rail issue with rapid power cycling. All right, that is the overvoltage fix, the ROM chip, and the volume control knob. I like the way he put the volume control knob on. That was very creative. I was pretty impressed with that. And the voltage regulator overvoltage protection circuit thing was a fantastic recovery. I can see how it works, but I probably wouldn't have thought about it if it were up to me to think about these kind of things, and thankfully it's not. But we are still making progress. Up next in the build is going to be putting it all this massive amounts of technology and radio kit into a little teeny tiny case. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on that, and ring the bell because YouTube does weird things with notifications and you won't know even if you are subscribed sometimes. Looking forward to seeing you in a future video, and thanks for being awesome.